This is the 2026 Mercedes-Benz AMG G63, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, we're going to give you the ultimate tour. Being that it's a G-Wagon, it's going to have that classic look that everybody loves. Very aggressive looking, very powerful, and this model most certainly is, including the design of the front bumper and what we have in this area right here. It just gives it that look of strength and masculinity. We're going to have our lower grille right here, a lot too cool under the hood. When we open the hood, it's going to be a huge motor with huge horsepower. Large grille right here, upper grille. It looks right with the Mercedes-Benz star prominently displayed in the center. We're going to have our full LED lighting, LED exterior or LED daytime running lights, LED headlights. All that's going to be here. You're going to have your high beam assist. All of that is going to help you out and make things nice and easy. Also, the logo right here at the front of the hood, and the hood design itself, the way it's built, the fact that it doesn't come all the way to the edge of the fenders the way most vehicles do, again, that helps with giving it that prominent look. Also, something else that's unique with the G-Wagon compared to a lot of vehicles out there on the road is the placement of the turn signal indicators being on the top of the fender as opposed to basically being part of the headlight housing. It's going to be all-wheel drive, and in this case, we're going to have the matte black finish on our 21-inch wheels. These are going to be the 5-spoke AMG wheels, but I like how those red brake calipers just pop right out at you with that AMG logo on there. We're going to work our way up. The V8 bi-turbo logo right here, going to let you know what's going on where that is concerned. Obviously, the AMG logo. Side view mirrors, they're going to have that matte finish that's going to go with the paint, so the body color will be here. Turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable and power folding, and I'll move around here so you can see for yourself that we also have the blind spot monitoring built in. Nice large windows, very easy to see out of. That works really well. You're going to have that sound that nothing else on the road has when it comes to closing the doors. And I like that we have a little bit of an assist step right here that's going to make it easier to get in and out of. And something else that separates things apart is that here is your exhaust. That is a very unusual place in front of the rear tires as opposed to being coming out from under the bumper or maybe behind the rear tire. Something that just sets things off. That's what this is all about. There's your gas tank. We're going to have that right there. We're going to have the gas cap. That's going to be something else that's a little bit on the unique side. Work our way around here. We're going to have the G63 logo. Once again, full LED lighting. Now with the spare tire here, that's going to mean that you don't have a power tailgate or power rear door. You're actually going to have to open that up manually, but not a big deal to deal with. When you see this G-Wagon on the road, you might not expect that it will do 0 to 60 in a little over 4 seconds and have a top speed of 137 miles per hour that is governed, by the way. Well, that's all thanks to this 4-liter bi-turbo V8 with mild hybrid assist. It's going to be mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Like I say, your 0 to 60 about 4.2 seconds. Top speed is 137 miles per hour, which is interesting because I wonder what it would be if it wasn't governed. How about your MPGs? We're looking at 14 city, 16 highway, 15 combined, and 6.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And back to the gas tank, because I know I always give this information to you in the video. It's 26.4 gallons in capacity. On a full tank of gas, you're looking at about 370 miles in the city and about 420 miles out on the highway. As far as your towing capacity goes, about 7,000 pounds, give or take a little bit, maybe a little bit more give, because it's potentially going to tow around 7,700 according to some sources, but we'll stick with 7,000 for now. Now you can see your space back here. You've got that nice bright cargo area lighting. There's also a 12-volt power outlet over there on the left-hand side. You've got some of your tie-down points here. And your removable cargo cover is also here. A lot of space, but what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna let my cameraman come around this way, and we're gonna work our way around to the seat area right here, because to maximize your cargo space, there's a little trick right here. You have to, first of all, do that. And then there's a release on the seat, and that allows you to put the seats flat like this, and that is how you ultimately maximize your cargo space. And there is your remote with lock, unlock, all that good stuff is going to be on here. You also will find your mechanical key inside. If the key fob battery dies or the battery on your G-Wagon dies, you can still get into the vehicle. Now, let's talk about what you're going to find back here. One thing that might be a little bit of a surprise to some people is you do have your somewhat conventional size sunroof. It's actually decently large, but it's not a panoramic. So, curious to know what you think about that. We'll find on our door panel, let's look at our door panel over there, the nice large armrest, but it's so low that you really need to use that upper area where the switches are for the window controls as an armrest. The door bin is nice and large. You can see the different finishes that we have here as far as the interior goes. Now, here's something interesting. Number one, you've got your fold-down armrest with your cup holders built in. And I can't really show it to you because the cargo cover is back here, but you can actually move this area back out of the way. It's a little door creating a pass-through if you want to take advantage of that. Obviously, these headrests can be moved back and forth out of the way. The rear seat backs do recline. That's always good to know. We're going to have our rear seat pockets here, as you can see, back of each seat. And then we're going to have temperature control for the third zone of climate control, fan speed. We're going to have not only the USB connectivity down there, but also a 12-volt power outlet. And there's definitely no shortage of room back here, especially headroom. And depending on where the front seats are positioned, there can be a good bit of leg room as well. How about the sticker price? By the way, this model is pre-sold here at Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport. We just had the chance to film it in the showroom. The price is $210,835. That's a big number right there, isn't it? Tell me what you think. Now, here is your sunroof. Like I said earlier, it is a manual shade, by the way, but you can open it via the control right here if you want to do that. That's not going to be a problem. You've got all of your different things here as far as your speakers go, your lights, all of that's going to be here. You can turn things on and off, whatever you need to do as far as that goes. There's your lighting. It's really bright in person. May not look like that on video. And we'll work our way down on the passenger side over there. You've got the oh crap handle, not only for the off-roading excursions, but also for dropping the hammer on that horsepower. And we'll find our glove box right here. Quite a bit of space within that area. Maybe we should say the normal amount. Now we can go to the door panel. We're going to have our heated and ventilated seat controls, the adjustment controls for everything, and our seat memory. Plenty of room with the armrest and the door bin. But once again, that armrest is kind of low down there. This is what I'm talking about right here. You got to put your arm up here because this armrest is just a little too low. At least for me it is. Now, what else do we have? We're going to find all of our controls here for our power side view mirrors. They do fold, as I mentioned earlier in the video. When you lock and unlock the vehicle, they'll fold, or you can push the button right there. You've got your buttons for determining which mirror you're controlling. You can lock the windows and control all of your windows here. Again, our seat memory, seat controls, all of that here, everything for heated and ventilated seats, all of that's going to be here. Your lighting controls are here, power parking brake. You have a power adjustable steering wheel. You need to adjust that. It's done via the control right here. And then we have our drive mode selector. Nice that it's conveniently placed here on the steering wheel. And you'll see the action that takes place on the driver's, or the center screen, I should say. Here's the driver's display. So if you want to take a look at that, there it is for you. We can hit the button right there and we can go in and make changes to what we actually see on the driver's display. Here's how your navigation looks. You do have the built-in navigation. That's nice to have. We can come back out of that depending on what you want to do as far as your display view goes or look. We'll just leave that on off-road right there just for the fun of it. We're going to have everything here for the shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel and a few other little things as far as your shocks, your exhaust, all of that's going to be here. Depending on what you need to adjust, you can do that right there. You can push the appropriate buttons and you're good to go. The AMG logo down here on the steering wheel on the third spoke, and then we're going to have everything over here on the left-hand side for our windshield wipers and our wiper back there in the rear if we want to take advantage of that. And then right here is your shifter. Now, we'll go to the center screen. Nothing out of the ordinary here for Mercedes-Benz. Not as big as you have in some vehicles, but I don't think that's too big of a deal for most people. You're going to have your apps here, including your dash cam, so that's going to be nice to have. You got your gallery over there, the browser, all of that's here. Work our way through. Media. We're going to have comfort right there. Let me hit comfort just so you can see what's going on here. As far as your massage seats go, you can come right here to your seats. There's where you're going to adjust lumbar support. So you might have wondered about that. That's where that is located for the driver and the passenger. It's not actually in the controls on the doors themselves. Now you do have your ambient lighting here. So let's see what we've got going on where that is concerned. Up to 64 different colors. The blue tends to show up the best. Let's go back here and see our brightness is at 0. So that's why you can't see anything. But do have a little bit of ambient lighting throughout the interior here just to show you what's going on where that is concerned. And that's not all you can do. You can also come here to color and go to multicolor and choose whatever you want to there. It just depends on your personal preference. Quite a few different things to choose from. And we will come back out of that. We'll go home. We're going to go over here to off-road. It is very capable off-road. Whether people actually take it there or not, well, it depends. But it's going to give you a lot of good information. We don't have the engine running here, so we can't show you as much as we normally would, but we're in the showroom, so it's kind of hard to do that. And how about your AMG performance? A lot going on where that is concerned. Great graphics, great details. Just to run through a few things here, depending on what you're doing and what you're dealing with. It's going to tell you a little bit of everything. You've got your consumption right there. Not going to give you much detail because, again, I don't have the engine running at the moment. And you can come in here into your settings and make a lot of changes, get a lot of details with assistance, camera, all that kind of stuff. You've got vehicle, you've got your light settings, depending on what you want to do where that is concerned. You can go with exterior, you can go with interior, all of that. There's your lights right there. They're going to shine off of your side view mirrors. And then you can come in and make a few changes here with your lighting, depending on how long you want it to stay on after you get out. We'll come back out of that. You also have system right here. You can see some of the other things that we have as far as that goes. Great graphics, great features. It just depends on what you want to see, what you want to hear in this case. So here's what we have, and we'll turn that up for you to hear a little bit of what it sounds like as far as our sounds go. We can come right here and we'll go back out. We'll go to warmth and let you hear that. Change that just a couple here so you can hear them. It's pretty loud. So hopefully that's not too loud for you, but we're going to come back out. You can hit stop right there, passenger, driver. In case you were wondering what that was, now you know. And we'll come back out one more time. Devices, you know what's going on where that is concerned. But as we look down here to some of our other controls, you have the button right here for off-road cockpit. That's going to bring up what I already showed you, but in case you wondered what that was, maybe you saw that, now you know. You can see some of your other controls right here that you might take advantage of. We're going to have our dual zone climate control right down here, nothing unusual. I like that you can conceal all of that away if you want to, or we can take that back up and gain access to our wireless charging pad. We're also going to have our USB ports right there. And as far as your cup holders go, besides having a little bit of ambient lighting in there, you can have the cooled cup holders. You can also have the heated cup holders on that side. It just depends on what you want to do. And right here, a few different things as far as your dynamics go. You can change different things with the vehicle. We'll show you what's going on the screen as I do that. It just depends on what you need to work with. You can go through your driving modes, all that good stuff. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that. Back down here, this is actually your trackpad, so you can actually control what goes on the screen right here with your finger. You don't have to touch the screen. You can go home, you can go back, you can do whatever you need to do there. Here's where you adjust the volume. You can push that down to mute it or unmute it, and then back to the center screen. I'm going to push the button right here, and we're going to bring up our different camera views. There are quite a few depending on what you need to see. You've got that surround view, your rear view, there's your front view. Give you a couple of the side views there as well. So you can see everything that you need to, and then you come back down here, you can go to vehicle, and here's what happens when I push that button. We'll go back up to the screen right there, and you can see your options where that is concerned. If you want to turn something on or off, if it's on, if it's activated, that blue line's gonna be up there, and then if it's off, obviously, well, then the blue line will not be there. And you can see what else is down here. I think you know what everything else is as far as that's concerned. We finish things up here with the center console. The lid doubles as an armrest, but it also has the Bombay doors. And maybe I should say the Bombay doors double as armrests. And you can see what's going on within the center console, including another USB port right there, and, well, a little bit of space. And there it is, the 2026 Mercedes-Benz AMG G63, giving you the tour. We didn't take a test drive because this model is pre-sold, so I apologize for that. Maybe we'll get a chance down the road one day. That's just the way it goes sometimes. But I'd like to say a special thanks to our friends here at Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport for giving us the chance to tell you about this G-Wagon. A special thanks to all of you for taking the time to watch. That's always appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps us. We appreciate that. And make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.